What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another rendition of Backstop Banter. Michael, how are we doing?
Doing good. I'm home and my internet is working at the moment. As we did log on, I did have some issues, but we got it fixed, I think. So much better, much more comfortable. Got my lights on. I'm kind of blind. I got a new light. But yeah, we're doing good, ready to go. Just got a notification that you're live on Sportscaster, Connie. Congratulations.
You know me. Always shout out Sportscaster. Sportscaster shows us some love, so I gotta,
They really
I,
do. I love Sportscaster.
I do love me some Sportscaster. Hey, Sportscaster, if you ever, you know, just looking to maybe sponsor another podcast, I'm always available. Me and Michael are always available.
Thank you for throwing me in there since you have two shows. But anyway,
Listen, hey, two shows. I'm affiliated. I'm affiliated on Twitch now. Like,
congratulations!
Oh, thanks, bro. You got me some nice subscribers. Hey, listen, all I'm saying to the people watching, if you got Amazon Prime, that means you also have Twitch Prime, and it's free.
I don't know what that means.
Do you have Amazon Prime? Can you get 2-day shipping?
I think my wife has it, but
well, then listen. You connect your Amazon to your Twitch account, and you get to subscribe to people for free.
Oh. Well, just so we don't get too carried away here, if you guys have noticed, we look a little bit prettier today, and that's thanks for the smiley man down here below us.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's because my goatee looked great.
Oh, no. Dalton, so thankful to have you back on the show with us. Guys, if y'all remember, if you ever watch our shows and you're a regular, let's see here. Can we get our names where they pop up?
Yeah, you just got to take that away, don't you? There you go, buddy.
There we go. Dalton, of course, he was on our show a few weeks ago. He actually is a Alice Lloyd alum. Actually, he's present now. I'm the alum, I guess. I'm not really sure how that goes. But he also played for the Lexington Legends here in Kentucky. A lot of people watching here in my home state and his. And we're happy to have the chance to talk to him about how things were going on there. Actually, that's when I realized he was still in college. I thought he had graduated and played for the Legends. But he's a sophomore, plays catcher, just like his old pops there at the big ALC. And thankful to have him back on here. Last time we talked to him, we wasn't really for sure what his plans were. Hopefully we can get a little more heads up on this. Not 100% sure. Smile makes me think, we're still about the same spot. But Dalton, thank you for being on the show, man.
Thank you guys for having me. Hopefully I have better Wi-Fi this time.
Oh, yeah. You sound fantastic. Michael, I'm almost very tempted to say that we almost redo what we did last time with the interview.
Just the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, but get some tidbits. Huh? We got great connection this time.
We didn't do the rapid fire, did we? Because it was like, yeah. So we could do that.
Hey, listen, the people want to know, Dalton. Look at that smile. You alluded to it before. That's a great shirt, by the way. See, actually, whoa.
Come closer to the camera so we can see that shirt.
No. I got beef with Dalton actually before we even start the show.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Dalton, I heard, through the grapevine that you were going to send Michael a shirt. I didn't hear my name involved in this shirt sending process. I'm a little.
Hey, I'm sending both of your shirts.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's how people. That's how you backtrack. That's how you backtrack.
Michael spread lies. You can't.
I mean, that is true. Do you see a shirt anywhere here, Connie? Do I have a shirt?
Listen,
no.
You might not have it yet, but you were going to, and I wasn't. I felt hurt.
If I could have bought the shirt, I must not have Amazon Prime because it's still not showed up yet.
Yeah, Amazon Prime didn't kick in.
Not yet, at least. But, of course, Michael, you know what we got to do. Before we really get into the show, we got to pay the bills, baby. So, if you are into the gambling world, like many of us are, we got the NFC, AFC championship games tonight. We got basketball on right now. I was watching a little Laker Bucks before I got on the show. Make sure you head over to mybookie.ag and use code USN100 to double your first deposit up to $1,000. They always do great things, free plays. They really do try to help you out. I always go back to week 1 of the NFL where the Chiefs had to lose by 56 in order for you to not win money. And let me tell you, I wasn't too worried about that. So after you win all of your money, and you see, listen, here's the thing though too. You're gonna win all that money. Don't go spend it on the Mega Millions, okay? Because I'm planning on winning it.
Well, congratulations, then. You know what you could buy with that? I think there's a it's a beautiful
Ooh.
mask.
You know what,
See that?
Michael? Michael, it's almost as beautiful as that shirt we have.
Exactly.
Well, let me get
That's
to
a
the
trade.
shirt.
We need to trade.
You know what, Dalton? Honestly, I did think about doing that for you. Let's see here.
Ooh.
You can even get the mask in a white, so you
Oh,
show
yeah.
all your germs.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
But wait, it gets better. Wait till
Look
you
at
see
this.
this shirt.
Look at this.
Ooh, look how
Oh.
sweet.
Show him the front of the shirt, Michael. Show him the front.
Show them the front. Oh, yes. It actually has the full
Oh,
logo.
yeah.
I can't zoom in too much, but as you can see, it's behind us in our live stream right now. But what I really like, and granted, I don't really wear this color a lot. Actually, I wore the polo today, is I think it looks pretty dope in this pink.
Listen, I'm just saying, real men wear pink.
that's exactly right.
I think it looks good, and I really like the gray. I think that. Oh,
You know, I think pink's Michael's color. I think you can pull it off.
Yeah, Michael.
know-
I think pink could be you could be like Cupid.
it brings out my eyes. I'm just gonna
It does.
say so. That whole plug, I guess we didn't really say it too much, other than go over there and buy the shirt. Connie, you want to go ahead and talk about the link on that?
Sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/unwrap. You can see it scrolling right past the pay the bills marker at the bottom of your screen right now. teespring.com/store/unwrap. And then we may also not forget.
Wait. Don't forget
Oh.
right now, Backstop Banter.
You're right.
We are running our promo code all month long. Right now, if you go and make the purchase in the promo code, put Backstop, and you will get 10% off of your whole purchase of Backstop Banter. So get the whole family shirts. Why not? And when you do, please take a picture and send it to us. Go to our Twitter or even on Facebook, Unwrap Sports. Just put it on there, and we will get it, and we will love it.
Because we were gonna make Michael male model the shirts, but we actually wanted to sell some, so we decided against it.
I understand. And you know what, Dalton? I might send you 2 shirts just so you can get Brandon Phillips one. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there again.
Hey, listen, I'm throwing it out here again. Brandon, we're always available. Michael is a big fan of yours from the Reds. I thoroughly enjoyed you because you were an interesting player to watch. So if Dalton ever says, "Hey, these 2 people that want you on a podcast," feel free to hit your boys up. We're readily, and I mean readily, available.
Readily, only on Thursday. There we go.
Hey, listen,
Hey,
I'm
that
down
would
for
be
anything. Hey, ain't no problem. It ain't no problem. But let me get this last pay the bill out. We got to go over to RX Hemp, rxhemp-usn to save you 10% on your entire order. They got the premium CBD products over there. I know a lot of people in the USN family are big fans of that. I was talking to Alex the other day. He said he had to, re-up his he had to re-up on it. He had to get more. That's what I was trying to get at. But yeah, now that the bills are paid, Michael, let's get into the episode.
If you don't care,
I do.
I don't really. Oh, wow, that hurts my feelings. I don't know much about RX Hemp, so I actually got online. I'm going to see if I can bring this up on our stream. Is it showing there?
Ooh.
I got to looking around a little bit, and here's just some of the stuff. It's all apparently from these bee pollens, and everything's all as natural as can be. Of course, there's a little hemp in it as well. But the usage that I
staining, we love that.
Oh, yes. But, pain, discomfort, muscle strains, post-workouts, which I never have.
Michael, say this next word. I'll give you $10.
Fibromyalgia. Boom.
No. Oh, you were so close.
That was close.
How do you say it?
Fibromyalgia, like how it's properly pronounced.
I'm sorry. That's how we say it here in the mountains. Headaches, which I'm totally into. Joint pains, arthritis, soreness, and the benefits. Well, I mean, you guys can read too, so you can see all of them there. So, go on their website, as you can see here, rxhemp.com, and then you can also use the promo code that we talked about a second ago.
Hey, I need some of that.
You know what, Dalton? You probably could use some of
I
that.
can use that.
Well, yeah, listen, because my man's a catcher over here. Listen, bro, and that's what I was going to say. I mean, don't get me wrong. I probably have 100 pounds on you anyway, so that's probably why. But I played catcher like
just one
3 times. Listen, really, Michael? That's what we're doing?
I mean, I'm more than you, so I can say that.
You're right. I played catcher like 3 times my whole life. Not a fan. Can't do it. So I don't know how you guys sit behind there 7-9 innings. Power to you, because could not be me.
I got to play catcher for like 1 inning, and it's because I bugged the coach to death to play it because I'm left-handed, so there's like never heard of a lefty behind home plate. But I was like, listen, it's my last year. Let me just let me catch one inning. And this was Little League, so that was, way back. I'm like, where's my catcher's mitt, coach? Where's my catcher's mitt? He's like, dude, we ain't got a left-handed catcher's mitt. You just have to use your first baseman glove. I'm like, okay, I guess.
Listen, let me put you guys onto something right now. I was a little hungry before the show. These things right here, fantastic.
What is that?
Chicken cheddar jalapeno bites. Oh my God. Beautiful.
Yeah. Dalton, tell us a little bit about your shirt. We referenced earlier, since we've already done our pay the bills, and I don't know what he's saying over here.
No, I'm trying to get us sponsors, Michael.
Okay, so you guys know who Robbie Rowe is?
Yes.
Okay, so first day, I was actually hitting against Robbie Rowe. We were having basically like our little spring training, and Robbie Rowe's pitching to me, and he said he couldn't focus because my teeth were so white.
Okay.
And he come up with a slogan, "Best smile in baseball."
Okay.
So we ended up making shirts, and it just spread like crazy after that.
Well, nice. I mean, how does
One of
that
these
make
shirts
you,
that I wasn't going to get, but continue.
Connie, thank you for finally muting your mic while you're chewing there. It was kind of disturbing. But how do you feel about that, to think that your smile can hinder a pitcher? You hear of intimidation. I think of the Little Giants, putting in the Alkas, whatever, and the foaming of the mouth and doing all the you're just smiling, and it's messing with him. Have you ever heard that before from a pitcher?
Not from a pitcher, no.
From the
Just
girls.
from the girls.
Sometimes it happens like that.
I mean, it happens. See, I don't try to smile because, they don't think my teeth are that white because of the big gap I have. They're like, what in the world's going on with this guy? So try to cover it with a beard, a mustache, but it don't help either.
See, I can't grow a beard, so I got.
Dalton, I feel your pain. This is the best I got right here. So
Yeah,
and that's been going on for 20 years.
Basically.
Listen,
not everybody can be, Mythical Michael over here, okay?
Mythical Mike. I don't like that. Mike makes me feel old.
Well,
Okay,
so let's get real here, Michael.
Don't do it. I've got some hairs in my beard. Well,
all right. You see, I say we started off like this, Michael. I know we had Dalton on before, but Dalton, I think if you want to, just introduce yourself again, say everything that, what you're doing, what your plans, in life are, feel free. Like we said, I joked before, the internet wasn't the best last time, so maybe people missed some things. So that's what I think, Michael. I don't know if that's good with you.
That's fine with me. We're
All
so
right,
professional.
Dalton, the floor is yours.
Okay, so last year I played in the Battle of the Bourbon Trail. Like I said, it was my first year in pro ball. I'm currently enrolled in Alice College.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm actually going to graduate a little early.
Ooh, we got Mr. Smart Pants over here, eh?
It's okay. I graduated a little late. We even each other out.
So, yeah, I'm going through the school process right now, trying to finish that, trying to get my degree. So
the future Dolan Cornet is on the show? Absolutely.
I got to stop you right there. He's from the mountains. It's not Cornet. It's Cornet, okay?
Well, I said Cornet.
Cornet.
I said it, didn't I?
No, you meant Cornet.
Oh, whatever. Listen, that's that city, talk.
New Yorker.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm just going back with school right now, trying to figure some things out. Training every day, working out, getting bigger, stronger. But that's pretty much all I'm doing right now.
Listen,
my bad, Alex. You're lucky I'm not.
Michael's been coming out. Yeah, Alex, you got no room to talk, Mister. Yeah. For everybody that doesn't know, we had a beautiful show lined up today. Before Dalton came on, we were going to cover the Padres. We were going to have Alex on, Mr. Big Shot over here, and then all of a sudden, get a text on my phone. I can't come on today. Unbelievable. My coworkers tell them to suck it up, Alex. They can do their work from home, can't they?
Wow. We just lost all of our any fans whatsoever. Tell them to suck it up. COVID. Listen, it's just COVID. Suck it up.
Listen. They're young, strong people.
Listen to us being so rude. Dalton, keep on going.
I mean, like I said, I'm just training. We're actually starting practice right now. But again, I'm not 100% positive where my future is going to take me yet.
So,
Hope
like, where are we thinking, or what are we thinking?
I've been in contact with a couple more places.
So more options, because you mentioned Mexico, right?
Yes, that's another option.
Okay.
So
What
we're
are our
talking,
options? Let's hear it.
yeah, we're talking to Mexico, but that nothing's happened there yet. We're just in
See.
contact. One of the managers from Cancun actually messaged me. It's a really nice place.
Are you talking baseball nice place or Cancun?
Cancun, nice place.
Okay.
So, but again, the league is great. That's where Brandon Phillips played last year. The LMB.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's AAA. It's AAA pretty much, but it's not affiliated with Major League Baseball, of course.
Right.
And then obviously Lexington. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen.
Well, see,
Out yet.
I wanted to ask you about that because I haven't paid attention and it's my fault. Because the people that are watching, some of the minor league teams lost their affiliation, whatever.
There we go.
With the major league teams, and Lexington Legends was one of the teams that lost that. Have we heard anything more on that? Are they going to try to pick up with another team, or is it just you're done? Because they're still going to try to play, right? Like they're still wanting to keep games and have a team and everything. Just they may not have an affiliation.
It is going to be professional baseball still. So they've come out with, I don't know if you've heard of MLB partner leagues now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so the MLB partner leagues now is basically taking over minor league baseball due to the COVID, to that situation. So the American Association, have you ever heard of that?
Yes. We cover baseball. I mean, the American Association. Yeah.
Atlantic League and the Frontier League are all MLB partner leagues.
Okay.
So, for the Atlantic League and American Association, they're compared to like AAA, AA, AAA.
Mm-hmm.
Frontier League's high AA. So actually, the competition and stuff will be maybe even a step up from where a single A team. Just
right.
You know what I'm saying. So they're still trying to work some things out. They haven't signed the contract completely, but I guess we'll see in a couple of weeks because they have to come out with something soon.
So, pardon my stupidity. Now, Lexington was affiliated with an MLB team.
Correct. The Royals, Kansas City Royals.
All right. Now, this is where the stupidity comes in. I thought you had to be drafted by a team to play for their affiliate league.
Okay, so with COVID.
Okay.
With COVID messed everything up. So with COVID, they basically brought not just Lexington, but the Florence Freedom. Have you ever heard of them?
Of course, big fan.
Okay. So they brought basically the top minor league players, top independent players, and thank the Lord, luckily they brought me in. So it was all, they just combined everybody to this league. They just made their own league. And it was the only professional baseball in America happening at the time. So, Florence had MLB guys, AAA guys. That's all it was. Our team, MLB guys, AAA guys, AA guys, and so on. So that's basically they created a new professional baseball.
We got Mr. Big Ol' Perry in the chat. Rooting for you, Dalton. Thanks for always giving Unwraps worth your time. That's very true. Shout out Dalton for always giving us time to bother him with questions.
I think Dalton really likes us. I think he'd come on anytime that we asked him to, and we're thankful for that. But one real quick thing, if you don't care, thank you, Perry, for actually messaging us through Twitch. Guys, always go try to follow us on Twitch and YouTube. With everything going on with Twitter right now, we're not sure how it's going to go. Try to follow us on those as well. That's our main platforms we're trying to more or less go to. So, again, go to Twitch, go to YouTube, because everything we do live, we're actually trying to put those videos on those channels as well. So if you do miss something, you can always go back and watch those there. And subscribe to us, too, because if you have Amazon Prime, You can do it for free.
If you have Amazon Prime and you connect your Twitch to your Amazon, then you have
yeah.
Twitch Prime, then you can sub for free.
Bam.
Don't worry. I got you, Michael. I'm going to just shooting these promos out like it's absolutely nothing. Now, I do have another question. Since you have played with all of these people, me and Michael, and I think a lot of people who watch baseball are very annoyed. And you're younger, obviously, you know, around my age. So I think you might understand this more than, you know, like the older people that we would talk to. Baseball, well, listen, I said me and you. I didn't even mean older people like you. Everything's about you, Michael.
I thought you were talking about you and Dalton.
No, me and Dalton are boys. You didn't know that?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Best friends. Never met anybody
Are
that
Dalton friends on Facebook?
Well, imagine having Facebook and not being 45.
Hey, we're Twitter friends. Even better.
See, that's 21st century, Michael. We're not stuck, you know, back in the day.
Me and Perry, we bother him because he doesn't have a Facebook. I mean, how can you live?
Bro, I was in like 5th grade when Facebook was popular.
Hey, Michael still uses MySpace. He's in the.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Dom, did you notice the email you got from Michael? What his email was?
I did not. I didn't.
This man is using Hotmail.
Listen, I've had that since I was in 8th
Michael,
grade, and that was in 2000. I've had that seriously over 21 years.
Did you say you were in 8th grade in 2000?
Keep on going, Dalton.
Damn, I was born in 2000. No, but here's my question. Me and Michael, I think you'll understand it because, like I said, you know, you're around my age. Baseball can be like really boring at certain points because I think we don't let players express themselves. Mm-hmm. And I just want to, and then that's the thing too. We always look at like players from different countries, you know, whether it be the Dominican Republic or China, Japan, everything like that. They're always Mexico, of course. Shout out Mariano Rivera, Panama. But they seem to be more like expressive and things like that. Have you ever noticed like the difference between like maybe like American players and people from different countries, like if they're more expressive, if you know there's more bat flips, if they're just have more high energy? Because I mean, I look at, you know, just I almost said NFL, MLB right now. Like I always look at like Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor, like they light up rooms when they walk in. And then you look at the best player in baseball, who's Mike Trout, who I say this all the time. I think you could stick him in New York City and nobody would know who he is. Have you ever noticed a difference, or am I just talking crazy?
No, you are 100% correct. So my best friend is actually from Venezuela. I don't know if I told you that.
Okay. Well, I did not know that.
I'm from Harlan, not Venezuela.
Same thing. So automatically, when you're from those places, you know, they play with a lot of emotion, express everything, you know, everything they have. We're kind of quiet, you know, go about our business, do whatever. You know, the more flair they can add onto it, the better.
Now, here's just a follow-up to that. Do you think, because I think it's like this, and, you know, just listen, I'm not very good at baseball. That's why I talk about sports now. I don't play anymore. But, you know, even when I was younger and played, do you think it's the way that we're taught, though, like here in like the States that, you know, I remember like vividly, I hit like, and it was in a practice too, not even a game. I hit a bomb and I like ran around like celebrating. And I remember I got back and everything. They were like, why are you doing that? Blah, blah, blah. Like, so do you think it's the way we're taught? Or do you think it's just, or like, you know, it's just being from a different place?
It is the way, you know, we're taught.
Listen,
my dad, you know how my dad is.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, my dad is pretty, you know, hardcore about that stuff. You know, respect the game, respect all that, which I do completely agree with. But
is your dad close to you right now?
He is. So
listen, I'm going to need Dad to come on then, because I got a problem with that. We got to have more flair, as Perry said right here. He said, "I love flair. You got to show Bo in sports." Bro, I think it makes everything so much more fun.
Well, like, it does make it fun, but I'll say this in defense of Coach Cornett. At a young age, I do think that they need to be more respectful of the game and as far as the way it's played and taking it. Oh, step in here, Coach. Step in here, Coach.
We got a special guest here.
Special guest. Look at this.
The alpha male. There he is. How we doing, Coach?
Yeah. How you doing?
Now we see where the smile comes from.
Exactly.
Coach, I need to know this. Are you letting the baseball players at least let their hair touch their collars now, or is that still a no-go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is why we need a haircut, is what you're saying.
Yes, Connie, you cannot play on the team. Of course, I don't think I could have my beard either. Like you make them shave the beard.
So you went. So you're full New York Yankee style.
I'm full tilt, but I have loosened up a little bit. I'm getting old, so you know how you just kind of pick your battles. But
I understand. So tell us a little bit, Coach, while we got you on here. How has it been having your son love the sport that you did? Because you played for the White Sox, right?
yes.
So how was it, or is it hard? Was it fun to reminisce a little bit? Did you have trouble playing or coaching your son into the thought, like, I don't want to live my life through him. If he loves the game, I'm going to go with it. Because, a lot of times I see old players that are my age with kids now, and like they're harder on them than they ever were at sports. And you can see, like, man, I should have been taking state. I'm going to make my son do that.
If I didn't get that knee injury, I'd be in the NBA right now.
Has it been an advantage to be from the White Sox organization, to be able to coach in this area, to have your son come up like this? Or do you think it's been more of a disadvantage, if you don't mind me asking this?
I think it's both, really. I think it's been, the advantages are that hopefully he's learned about how to play the game the right way and how to, all the fundamental things that you need to do to be a good baseball player and just carry yourself and the right way and represent your school and your family and everything that you do the right. There's a way that you play the game, I think, that really reflects about how much you respect it and what you're trying to do. At the same time, I'm sure he'll tell you that I've been pretty hard on him because
those teeth.
Oh yeah, we know. There's things that I think if you got him to give you an honest answer, he would say now that he realizes why I've said some of the things I've said to him and pushed him in the way that I've kind of pushed him, because I told him from an early age that you're not going to be able to play this game unless you learn how to play it right and you learn to have the right kind of work ethic, because there's a tons of people that's going to have ability. But what's going to separate you from everybody else is what you know about the game and how much you work at it. So those are the things that I think he would. I believe if I walked out of the room and you asked him, I think he wouldn't want to say it in front of me, but I think he would admit that's probably because I heard a few of those things last summer. He finally admitted, well, maybe he was right about a few things, and I finally told my wife, I said, he's finally getting it. So I've had to pull him along a little bit at times because he wants to do the backflips. He wants to.
I got to say, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Dog, listen.
Well, he's all about the flair and the show and all this kind of stuff. And I'm kind of an old meat kind of guy. I like to, get down to the business. And so we've had to work through that a little bit, but he's learned a lot how to play the game the right way, and he handles himself real well. So I'm proud of him.
Do you think that you're a little more lenient to some of the flair now? As we can see with baseball, that no, before you even get all out, no, because
I'll tell you
no, none at all. So if you were to even think about throwing the bat, you'd probably get a spanking before you made it to first base, right?
Probably would.
Yeah, I got to make sure when I hit it, I look over at him, see if he's looking, then I got to throw it.
Oh, there you go. Gotcha. Oh, Dad, I thought you was there to catch
my saying is, my philosophy is act like this is not the first time you've ever done this. Get on your butt around the bases and act like you've done this before. So
I understand. I'll tell you this.
I got one question, because this is what I'm kind of curious about too. I assume that you've coached him, obviously before, like in leagues and stuff like that. Do you ever have to, like, do you ever get the parents that are like, oh, you're playing your kid over mine? Is that like a real thing, or is that just an over exaggeration that, some people think about?
Oh, it's true. And fortunately, he's been lucky enough to be, if not the best player, one of the best players on the field. So that's helped, because I can see, because I'm just playing flat honest with you, I wouldn't play him if lose, and I'll tell him that all the time.
He wouldn't blame me.
I'm just that way. I mean, I love you to death, but we'll sit over in the dugout together if you can't play. So. And I tell him if he's not doing what he's supposed to,
he'll be the first one to tell me. I promise.
So but yes, it's that can be, and we see that a lot, especially coaching and younger kids and stuff. But he's had a lot of advantages, and he'll as he gets older too, he'll look back and see, because he's been up on the field with me since he was about 3 or 4 years old with a glove and hat on. And you remember when you was in school here, he's catching fly balls, and and I had him catching bullpens off our college pitchers when he was in the 6th and 7th grade. So,
wow.
That somewhere along the line that has to make a difference. So because how many kids get a chance to do that? And he's taking live batting practice off some of our pitchers when he's in middle school, college pitchers. And I'm sure there's a few times he wanted to wet his pants, but at the end of the day, it has helped. It's made a difference for him.
Well, good.
That the average kid don't get just because he's lucky. It's a little bit like Ken Griffey Jr. growing up with his dad and around the Big Red Machine. How fortunate was that? You think that doesn't make a difference in the kind of player he became and the way he, learned how to play the game? It obviously did. So, I think yes, there you go.
I knew Michael. The minute I saw Michael turn around, I knew he was grabbing one of the bobbleheads.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. Coach Corner was a little scary when I was there as a student. I walked by his office one time, and I just happened to see him, and he kind of talked to me a little bit, and I had to go in there about something. I can't remember. Maybe I was trying to get my license to drive the school vans that they have around. And I seen that he had some Reds bobbleheads like crazy over there. I was like, so you like the Reds? And ever since then, boom, it was like, hey, you see what the Reds did? I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I did. I didn't drink anything good. But I'll say this.
Yeah, I grew up a Big Red Machine fan, so I'm.
Oh yes.
I'm a diehard, Reds fan when I was a kid. So still am.
Good. I went to one of the baseball games up on the hill there, guys, and I tell you how serious he takes it and the respect he keeps with the game. There was a guy that was with me, used to be a player on the team, and he had his 4 years. He's a 5th-year senior. And he kept yelling something every time the visiting teams was pitching, and I couldn't catch on. I didn't know what he was saying, but he kept saying something about getting dirty or just some kind of dirt. And I was like, what's going on? So I finally asked him, the catcher right now, every time he puts a curveball, he's putting the signs way too low where I can see it back here in the stands. So I'm telling my team, if it's dirt, it's a curveball, it's coming dirty. And Coach Corner at the second inning came out of there yelling at everybody in the stands. I'm like, Coach, I'm ready to run from pole to pole because I'm here at this game. I'm sorry, but I'm not even playing. So I just want to say, Coach, that speaks highly of you and your respect that you want from the game. I'm thankful of that now that I've gotten older. I was like, man, that was a tell sign. Let your players hit one out of the park on that. But so I just –
No sign stealing. No sign stealing.
Yeah, it came at it.
This is what I'm saying. This is the perfect time because we're talking about the Astros later on in this episode. So
yes,
I'll ask you right now, since I don't know how much longer you'll be around. How did we feel about the Astros sign stealing?
How did I? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got to hear this one now.
Good at all. Not good at all. You lose respect for that kind of thing. I do. So it's a great organization and they have a lot of talent, and they don't need to do those kind of things. So I didn't feel good about it at all. And I think they got a break this last year because of COVID. I think they would have had some tough.
I cannot agree with you any. I can't agree with you any more than that. I think if any team was lucky that COVID hit, which is a weird thing to say, it was the Astros because there was no fans to boo them. And then they were protected either way because, the commissioner came out and said, if you throw at anybody, you're basically suspended for this long. I think the Astros made off like Ben. If you're asking me, I know we'll get into it a little bit later, but
they were getting thrown out in spring training last year before they had a couple of guys. I know Altuve got smoked twice in 2 days in a row in spring training. So it was going to be on, I think, for them. And I think the crowds and stuff at the ballpark are going to be just brutal. So they would have. Oh, yeah. They would have caught a lot of grief last year, I think. So,
here we go. I know you had to be up there. Now, Dalton, I'm going to ask you an interesting question. Is there a sign as a catcher that you give to let the pitcher know, hey, let's throw it a little close inside?
Yeah, there's a universal sign.
What would that sign be?
Isn't it?
It's a finger you don't want to give.
Uh-oh. Hang on. Here's a comment from Perry we got to get on here.
Wearing the Joe Kelly shirt right now. Listen, we love the Joe Kelly shirt.
Yes.
Guys, just so you all know, Perry, he's actually basically, I call him the president of our organization. He actually lives out in L.A., so, of course, he's wearing a Dodgers jersey of some sort right now. I thought you was leaving, Coach. I was going to say thanks for hopping on, but now you pulling up a chair. You taking over. This is Daddy's show
No,
now.
I'll get out of you guys' way.
Oh no, no,
Oh, no,
There's
this-
such
we're
thing as
enjoying
being
it.
in the way. We love everything
This-
about this right now.
This has been fun, and we think this is going to be our first podcast, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Hopefully, because we got everybody's Wi-Fi is good. We got nothing going on.
Yes,
We're good.
yes.
Listen, Dalton, it wasn't even you. Last episode, me and Michael both had to. It was a mess. But that's the beauty of doing things live.
That's right.
Okay, you know what? Let's go with both of y'all. Let's do rapid questions.
All right.
Go
I
ahead.
want both of y'all to answer if you don't care. We'll just go fast at it. Connie, do you have it even pulled up?
No,
Because it would actually be back from when we did the
I
college.
can get it on my phone though, so you can go ahead. If I catch up anything, if I think of anything, I'll feel free.
Okay. All right, here we go. What's favorite food?
Chicken.
Steak.
Just chicken? I mean, like fried chicken, chicken
Chicken
cordon,
strip. Chicken
chicken
strip.
strip. Okay.
I'll take a
Steak
hot
and
wing over anything in my life.
Steak and potatoes. That's my steak.
Steak and potato. How you like your steak?
Well done.
Oh, really? I figured you'd
Really?
like medium.
I'm a medium well.
I'm a medium well, yeah. I like a little bit. Anyways, all right. Favorite player, all-time player.
King Griffey Jr.
Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench. Hey, there we go. Connie, do you even know who Johnny Bench is? I know you
Really,
like
Michael? Really? You're gonna disrespect me like that?
favorite team, since both of them are Reds players, I would assume.
Reds.
Good. I see. I love you guys so much. Who is your favorite superhero?
I'm not a big superhero fan. No.
What?
No.
I could see that coming. I don't know why.
He's not either. Neither one
Right.
of them. Superheroes don't really do us.
Maybe it's
Can I say John Wayne?
John Wayne.
John Wayne. Sure, yes you can. Yes you can. Here's the second part of that. If you could have any power, superpower, what would it be?
Time travel.
Time travel?
See, you're a smart person. Automatically knew you were a smart person when you said that.
I will be the Hulk. I'm just going.
Oh, I've seen the face on the Hulk on you a couple times. But anyway, Coach, no offense on this. My question here is, what's your major going to be in college? Of course, you're in college, Coach. You might have been out of college for a little bit here.
Sports management.
Sports management. All right.
Mine was education.
Education. What would your dream job be other than playing professional baseball?
A professional hitting instructor.
Okay. We'll go with that. Coach, what would be your dream job? And you can't say coaching at Alice Lloyd College.
I can't say coaching.
No.
You know, that's a good question. I guess teaching somewhere. If I'm not teaching, I don't know. Good question. If I'm not coaching, that's it. I mean, that's all I've ever known.
I mean, I'll say this: congratulations, doing what you love your whole life. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been very lucky, very blessed.
Michael, I'm going to get sentimental right here. I got one.
Go ahead.
What's your guys' favorite moment together?
Oh, okay.
Favorite moment to
I would say, for me, I'll answer first. I would say the day that he hit 4 home runs in a game in the playoffs.
Oh, dang.
In the playoffs? In the playoffs?
Yeah. That was one come to my mind too. But my favorite was actually when I got the call to sign pro ball. That was probably my favorite.
I was actually working on the field when that happened.
Yeah, he wasn't with me, so I had to call him.
Yeah.
Didn't even wait till he was home to tell him in person?
No, I was in London, Kentucky, so I was kind of, I was a little far away.
Mhm.
So I had to call him and tell him right off the bat. So it was kind of like, it was pretty emotional.
Surprise.
Yeah.
I want to know. Tell me a little more about the conversation, because I have a feeling like you'd be like, Dad, so they called me about this. What do you think? Am I right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly how it started.
I think my first thing was, Dad, I said, our dream has come true.
Ooh.
I like the hour part. That's beautiful stuff right there.
Yeah. So I think that was my first word.
My conversation was, we talked about how great this was and what a great opportunity it was. But then I also said I had to be the dad, and I said, now listen, you realize that you'll be playing with professional players, and you will probably have a role, and you will be, fortunate to get to play a little bit, but you need to step up and learn everything you can, and and take advantage of this opportunity. That was my conversation with him, and then fortunately for him, it worked out wonderfully because he got to play.
Right.
My wife, we went to the first game, and my wife said, "Well," she said, "God, how much you think he's going to play?" And I said, "I don't know, and Mom, he might, he was in here occasionally because he's a catcher. They're going to rest the catcher some, so he'll get a start here occasionally, those kind of things. But I wouldn't count on him playing every day." And
I ended up being an everyday player.
He played able to,
With me, they had to rest.
So that tells you how much I know sometimes.
Now, I just what Perry said. He said that's so special. Now, what is that like for you? Hearing your son is going to be playing in like a professional league, something like that. Because I can only imagine. Obviously, if my kid one day was like, "Hey, I'm going to be a professional," blah blah. Because I love sports as much as everybody. That's why we do this stuff like that. And I could only imagine, talking about it. And if, my dream job, obviously, if I could be a professional player, obviously would be. What is it like for you? Like hearing that, how special is it for you?
Very special because, I told, my wife would tell you this. I was crazy about it several times, but I told her, I said, Dalton's going to play professional baseball someday. And then finally, a few times she said, "You better wake up."
That's a moment for you.
It is really odd, and it's really tough. The odds of making that kind of thing is tough.
Oh, yeah.
When you hear that, it's like my goal was when I found out if you didn't want to play baseball or didn't want to play sports, period, that's fine. But if we're going to play, let's do it right and let's be the best we can at it. So once you hear that, he's excited about it. So I said, okay, let's be the best we can at it, and let's see how good we can do and see how far we can go. And don't let anybody ever say that you can't make it. So because that's, if you let that happen, then why can't you, just because you're from Pippa Passes, why can't you make it? So who's to tell you that you can't? So let's work as hard as we can at it and see how good we can do. And then once I heard that, he was right. It was like our dream came true because that's all I ever wanted. I wanted him to be better than me and go further than he did and have opportunities that I never had. And that's what I hope for. And so, I think there's a possibility for that.
Now, here's kind of my next thing. You talked about how it is such a slim, chance of making it and things like that. And I kind of curious for, both of your perspectives on it. Dalton, obviously you're the player and, you're coaching. And when was the moment that, both of you knew that this was a possibility? It wasn't just like, oh, I played baseball here or there. It's like, no, I can really, actually do something with this.
Honestly, and I'm not cocky or anything.
Be cocky. I love it.
No, I'm not like that whatsoever. So
That'll hit me in the back of the head as soon as I am.
so whatever I say, it's with that. But
right.
honestly, when I was probably, I'm going to say middle school, I realized because I was lucky enough, like he said, to practice with the college team. In middle school, I realized, okay, there's something here, because I was facing live at bats off college guys, hitting doubles and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, there's something here. I need to pursue this maybe. So I kept trying to work hard. So I think that's when I realized, but it didn't click to me until this summer. I was like, okay, I actually belong here. It didn't, hit me until then.
I think for me is I thought at an early age his hand-eye coordination, his skill level was very high at a young age. I was very concerned about his size. He was small, very small at one point, and so that was a concern. Is he going to be big enough and strong enough? Because he's got good hand-eye coordination, and you can tell the swing and the skill set's good. Can he physically be big enough and strong enough to play at that kind of level? So once I saw him in high school and realized that that's coming, and I remember Coach Henderson, you guys remember Coach Henderson, coach at UK, we used to take Dalton to camp there, and Coach Henderson loved his swing and loved him, and he always told me, he said, someday he's going to look like you. And he was a little bitty thing, he was just small. And he said, someday I think he's going to look like you. When he does, it's going to be a different world for him. So that's really happened in the last couple of years. He's really physically blossomed and gotten bigger and stronger. And and he grew quite a bit. He actually grew a little bit. A lot of kids stopped growing at 16, 17. He actually grew some after that quite a bit. So that's really changed a lot. But I knew the skill set was there, but would he be strong enough physically? But I always believed it. I always felt like, when nobody else, and he'll tell you that. I said that. I said, you can make it. You just got to believe. He doubted himself sometimes, and I would say, as long as you do that, you're putting a rock on top of your head. You're just going to stop. You got to believe that you can, and I think that once he started blossoming physically, and then he got in college, and then things started happening, and then I think he really started believing. That's kind of how it happened.
Coach, what would you have done if he was not good at baseball?
Well, same thing I did with my daughter. My daughter came to me. She came to me one year and she said, "Dad," she said, "they want me to play softball for Jim Buchanan school year."
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the high school there, Connie, just so you know.
Yes, and she's the sweetest thing ever was, but she is about as athletic as a possum. She is really.
She can't walk and chew gum.
She is not, and she said, "They think I can play because of you." And I said, "Sissy,
bless your heart.
Are you going to get hurt?" And she said, "Oh no." So she wanted to play, and she wanted a pink bat and pink glove and all this. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. So and she plays one day and fouls the ball off her foot and first at bat and breaks her foot. So she has to sit out the rest of the spring because she fouled the ball off her foot. So we eventually had the conversation, "Honey, you need to pursue other things." So she figured out cheerleading was her best route.
Gotcha.
So had cheerleading probably. But no, you can't play. That's
right.
No, maybe he could have. Everybody has talents in the world, and we're all different. So you just have to figure out what you can do. And luckily, am I pleased and excited that he turned out that he could play some baseball? Absolutely.
Right.
If he couldn't, and he'd have been a math genius or something, which he is not by no means of the
I love that. Listen, Nolan, I understand. If you want to be disappointing somebody, you feel free to look at my high school math scores. It's fine, no problem.
But I think listen, if you're going to be good, whatever it is, if it's weed eating up on the hill or out here in the yard or mowing grass or taking out trash, be the best you can at it. And if he couldn't have, I would probably deep down inside, you'd have probably, I'd have been a little disappointed, but at the same time, we'd have found out what he would have been good at. Maybe he'd been bowling or something.
There we go.
But we got, I got my dream, so he could play a little bit, so we're okay.
Sounds good. Connie, you got anything else for him?
No, it's been wonderful. I'll say that though.
This has been a lot of fun. A lot of
Thank
fun.
you. I'll let you guys get back at it. Appreciate you.
Thank you. It's good seeing you.
Appreciate you.
Nice
Good
meeting you. Take care. See you later.
Coach, one more question. Let me ask you one more question.
Yes.
I'm going to ask this, and if you say no, it's okay. I won't hate you, okay?
Okay.
Do you remember going to a Reds game one time back when I was in college, back in 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever, and seeing me catch a foul ball barehanded during batting practice? Just throwing that out there.
Was that you?
That was me, because you came up to me after at college and said, "Did I see you at BP catch a one-handed, barehanded home run ball?"
I forgot that. I did.
Yes.
That.
It was me. I was really hoping that you'd say, "Since you caught that, won't you come on out and play on our baseball team, man?"
You should have come saw me again about coming out and playing. I do remember that now. I forgot that, but I do remember that.
Yep.
Because I ran at you out in the foyer or something, didn't I?
Yes. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Right. That's cool.
Right. That was my only question. And you said yes, so I don't
I
hate
do remember now. I did. See you guys.
All right. See, thank you so much. I'm going to say we're definitely already up to 50 minutes on this live stream, but this has been so much fun. Connie, I don't know. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this rude. I don't know how life is up in New York and stuff, but this is a perfect family right here. You can see how well knitted they are together, and it is a lot like that here in Kentucky, and I absolutely love it. I think my family is identical to this, but you do have some broken homes where, I'm thinking, Alice Lloyd College was 2 hour drive from my house, basically. And I did play college basketball at Alice Lloyd for 1 year, towards my end of the year, because I wanted to do it one last time. They actually have a junior varsity. I don't say that too much, but I did play college ball. And my dad would drive that every time we had a game and come watch me. And I totally see that your dad is being just like mine, Dalton, as far as even going all the way up to Lexington to watch your first game and thinking, this guy ain't going to play at all. But you start. So I really think highly of your family. Even your mom used to help my wife out through education when she was teaching at Leslie County. I don't know if she still does there or not, but I think she did some classes through her at the college as well. I'm very thankful of your family. I'll say that too. Okay, now we'll move on. Let's actually do what our show usually does. But this has been probably the best show I've ever been a part of, and I'm loving every second of it.
I'll say this best show. Easy. This is fantastic.
Good. All right, so our 30 and 15. Oh, I'm sorry, 30 and 15.
See, you messed it up too.
I did because I was thinking of
it confuses me every time I say it.
So we have covered the East Coast. Dalton, you're obviously more than welcome to stay with us and give us your input. And I'm actually interested on some of this, but we were going to cover different teams. We had it set for a different way. We've already called out Alex on that, so we actually are moving on over to San Francisco Giants and Houston Astros. Who do you want to start with, Connie?
Let's start with the Astros because I already asked your dad about the whole Chiefs game, and we'll go through everything, of course. But I think that's a major topic, to say the least. But we'll start it off. We'll start with the Astros, I guess. They signed Jason Castro to a 2-year, $7 million deal. They brought back Michael Brantley, Justin Verlander. It says no, not likely in 2021. Michael, is that true?
That is true. I looked it up. He is saying that he thinks that he'll make an appearance this year because he had his injury, I think, in October or September. And it's Tommy John surgery, what he had. And I want to say the article I was reading said it's anywhere from 12 months to 18 months as far as recovery. And so we're looking at having him back September, October, if anything. But he is really adamant saying that he's going to make an appearance this year.
It's weird. It's weird because the season started so late that I forget that those kind of surgeries took place so much later in the year. Because I remember Verlander just not pitching this year, but it happened, closer to when the season actually officially started. Not the spring training that we were.
Game.
Yeah. Wow. The timeline just doesn't make sense. I'm so used to the season starting late April, early May or whatever. And then actually doesn't the season start in March now, March 27th? So,
yes, I think so. I don't know the actual date, but I think it's the last week.
Wow. That absolutely just messed up my entire timeline. That's absolutely crazy. But
so even when I was looking at it, I was like, man, surely goodness, he had Tommy John last year. Surely goodness he'll be back.
Exactly. That's exactly my thought. That was exactly my thought. So no, Verlander in 2021, maybe. Altuve, 4 of Team 6 errors in 2020. He struggled in the field a lot last year. And then you obviously got to get into the pitching. Does it improve, the things going on with Zach Greinke? No, Verlander. Zach Greinke is kind of their only ace on that team at the moment. I remember just early on in the season watching the Astros like a completely different team. Obviously, you lose Cole. Verlander goes down with Tommy John. So it went from Cole, Verlander. I just lost his name. I was literally Greinke. Cole, Verlander, Greinke to Greinke. And then everybody else behind him was kind of, in their first couple of years in the league. So that definitely messed with them a little bit, to say the least. And then what I kind of want to really get into, though, because I think the pitching sorts itself out. I don't think they're going to do anything in free agency, honestly. I think they wait for Verlander to come back, like you said, if he can make his appearance this year, good for them. I think they ride Greinke and then they, kind of piece it together with their bullpen and the players that they have coming up through their farm system and things like that. But I want to, go over to Altuve because he did struggle this year, and not only at the plate, but at in the field as well. And Dalton, I think you'll be able to answer this question better than we can. Do struggles at the plate? Do you ever bring it to the field with you? Do those two things ever click? So what is that like?
Yes. You try not to. Obviously, you try not to. But you're human. That's going to happen. For Altuve, honestly, I feel pretty sorry for him. What they done was definitely not right. Not ethical. But as an athlete, I understand because you don't know how hard it is to hear people bash on all the time. Oh, he made an error, blah blah blah, and they just going on you. You know what I'm saying? So that gets in your head every time you feel the ground ball. You're like, oh, dang, here it comes again. But it is what it is. I think he'll get out of that.
Do you think he'll get out of it? I was going to say, do you think with spring training in the winter that he can erase his memory? Because anybody that's an athlete knows you have to have short-term memory on anything. If it's basketball, football, baseball, it's in the past. Keep on going. Heck, when I used to play basketball, I used to get fussed at for celebrating when I did something bad, and I never understood that. So what are you talking about? Like I did something bad. What I celebrate? And like, man, you missed the layup. You smacked the floor when you should have busted your butt back on defense to stop the ball. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a little more sense. I see what you're saying now. So. Yeah, I think hopefully, or what I'm hoping for is this time away from baseball for a little bit, he can get his head back together and get back to basics. Because I know a lot of times when you get up to the hype and all that stuff, you got to go back home to get back to what you did so often to make it more routine. Right. Now, even though I say you get away from baseball is kind of a sport that you never really stop, is it?
Not really. If you're at that level, no. I mean, he'll take a little break. And then he's right back at it. He's one of the best in the world. He's gonna get out of that. I don't know if you know what the yips are. Have you ever heard of the yips?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So he's got a little bit of the yips. It's just in his head. That's my opinion on it. I think he'll be fine, honestly.
So, and here's my thing too. Don't get me wrong, Dalton. As you can probably imagine, I like success, so I'm a Yankees fan since I live in New York. So I want the Astros and every Astro player to fail as much as possible because they stole. Well, first of all, Altuve stole an MVP from Aaron Judge, and second of all, they stole a World Series appearance from us. But anyway, moving past that, it's not like I'm salty or anything.
Since the name was mentioned, let's
don't
first
do this, Mike. Michael, don't do this.
Dalton, real quick. Aaron Judge, is he top 5 or not top 5?
In the MLB?
Yes. In the whole MLB, is he top 5?
No.
Dalton, I might have to remove you from the show right now.
He just unfollowed you on Twitter.
Yep, absolutely.
In my opinion, no.
Now, are you including pitchers in this?
No.
Really? Who? All right. Actually, no. I'm not even. Whatever. As opinions are. Opinions.
I'm not even salty.
No. Opinions are opinions. Like, who are your top 5? Because I'm curious now. Me and Michael fought back and forth on this, but I want to hear yours as well. I'm a little curious as to what you say.
Okay, but I'm going to give you some time to think of it while I ramble here, okay? I can already understand what Dalton's thinking as he's trying to think of this. He is coming from a catcher's perspective. He's not thinking of only offense. He's thinking of both sides, fielding and batting.
Which is exactly why Judge is top 5. He's an excellent fielder, just saying.
He's got a cannon, that's it.
He's got a good arm. He does have a good arm.
A cannon.
He's a big swing and miss guy is my only thing with Aaron Judge.
My only defense for that is that's the new MLB.
That you are correct. Strikeouts does not, it's not a big thing anymore. But
he is an Adam Dunn. He is an Adam Dunn.
He is an Adam Dunn. He is better than Adam Dunn, I think. I do think he's better than Adam Dunn.
Right. I'll say that, of course.
Like I said, I think he's a big swing and miss guy. He is good defensively. Obviously, got tons of power. Not a every year average guy, I don't think. So overall, he's not my top 5.
Well, Mike Trout's number 1. We know that.
Yes.
I'll give Mike Trout number 1. You also got to say Christian Yelich. Have to put.
Yes.
You got to put Cody Bellinger in there.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm liking these names so far. I got nothing to argue with yet.
Machado?
Yeah, Mookie Betts obviously is in there.
All right, Mookie, yeah. If you put Machado in the top 5, you're out of your mind.
No, Machado's not top 5.
That was me. I was just throwing the names to you here, helping you out.
And then also you have to throw in one of these.
Catchers. He's got to do a catcher.
No, not a catcher. You got Acuna.
Judge is better than Acuna.
No.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So you got Acuna.
Uh-huh.
You got Tatis Jr.
I
Well,
love me
see-
some Tatis. Love it.
That's who I was hoping you would say since I was doing with the Manny there.
And you got Vladdy. Vladdy is not as good as those two, in my opinion. I don't think Vladdy's as good as those two.
Up and coming. Not better than Judge yet, but
No.
I think Vlad's going to win MVP
He's
this
got it
year.
all. He's got it all. Everything you want.
Listen, I did see that picture you quoted, Michael, on Twitter, though, of him after he lost all the weight. Vladdy is looking good. That man
I'm telling
finally slimmed down.
Vladdy is winning MVP this year. Oh, we got the Prez hollering at us.
Yes, he said Acuna.
Perry, you're a Dodgers fan. Your opinion's irrelevant, okay? We're not allowed. We don't talk about the Dodgers.
So you think Judge is more of a 5-tool player than Acuna?
Maybe not 5-tool, but I think overall he's still better. Like,
See what I'm dealing here with Dalton.
no,
See this?
listen. No. Judge is a 5-tool player, except I think
No.
what?
Not a 5 player.
What tools he missing? My man had it for
He does three things on offense: hit a home run, hit a
I
single,
think
hit it so hard,
genuinely really
or he strikes
overreact to how low. What do you think Judge's average? Do you think he's a 200 hitter?
I mean, I really don't know.
250, 270.
270 and 50 home runs? That's beautiful.
No, I didn't say 50 home runs.
But that's what he is.
No, he ain't a 50 home run guy.
He hit 55 his rookie year.
How many he hit last year? I mean, he probably missed 55 games.
Listen, you know what? I should have known better than to argue with Reds fans. Unbelievable.
Acuna's bases, hits bombs, great defender, has an arm. He's got it all.
Thank you.
Javi Baez is up there. Francisco.
Yo, Baez is the magician. I love watching him in the field. He is one of the best.
Wait. Did you just say Lindor?
Lindor's up there.
Thank you.
I'd still take Judge over Lindor. I don't care. Listen, I got Yankee bias. It's fine. It's okay. I accept it. But whatever. Listen, it's fine. I listen. At least we can agree. At least we can agree. Everybody can agree. Mike Trout's the best. Because if we had any other answer there, I was gonna get a little upset.
Who's the best catcher in baseball?
I will always like.
I mean, we're going to talk about a catcher later on because we're talking about the Giants and Buster Posey. If this was
I love Posey.
If this was like 5 years ago, I would say Posey.
I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out on Posey as well. Listen, it's a name that a lot of people don't bring up because he plays for the Royals, but Salvador Perez is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. He is.
I love Real Muto.
Yeah. I'm a big Wilson Contreras fan.
I do like Contreras as well. I'm a big fan of him.
Contreras fan. Yeah.
Will Smith, of course, Perry had to put a Dodger in here.
Will Smith is good.
The actor.
Too bad Gary Sanchez is going to come back this year and reclaim his spot. Listen, the young man has to pray, okay? Because if I got to deal with Gary Sanchez of last year again, might be sad times in the baseball world. But let's get back to the Astros real quick because I'm very curious about this as well. We're obviously talking about the Astros cheating scandal and everything like that, and I just want to get your opinion on it, and not just like your overall opinion, but if you knew what pitch was coming, how much easier does that make it for you? Because I feel like some people still don't get the magnitude of it because it's they're still throwing 100 miles per hour, but blah 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 blah. But don't get me wrong, I still couldn't make contact. You could put me in there for 100 pitches and tell me it's a fastball down the middle. I'd still be scared and probably run out of the box. But how much easier does it make it for a person who's actually good at baseball?
My answer is probably not going to match up with what you think. I don't think it makes it that much easier. I mean, yes, obviously, you know what's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
But pitch location, everything like that really, it really messes with you. I don't think knowing just that pitch, you're going to – just because a fastball's coming don't mean you're going to hit a home run. It don't mean that.
Mm-hmm.
I know a fastball's coming all day, and I can miss the ball, whatever.
But let me ask you a question on that though. If you know a fastball is coming, do you think you have more of an advantage to know if it's going to be a strike or a ball because you know it's not going to break? You can see where it's kind of coming. You have more of a heads up that you know no spin's coming. Coach is back.
Oh, we got Coach back.
Can I interject in this one?
You sure can.
Oh, you absolutely can.
I think it makes a huge difference.
I don't know.
See, thank you. I'm with Coach on this one.
It's like hitting off a pitching machine. If it's you know what's coming, that's half the battle. Because when you're in the batter's box, if you don't know what's coming, then you got to figure out, okay, is this a breaking ball or is this a fastball?
Right.
Location is also part of the equation, but that's one thing you got to eliminate. Okay, I know it's a fastball, so now I got to worry about location. That's it. If I know it's a breaking ball, I'm going to lay off that breaking ball in this situation because a lot of people chase breaking balls and you know, in situations they get themselves out when they were looking for a fastball and they gear up and they end up chasing a breaking ball. Well, if you know it's going to be a breaking ball and you're ahead in the count, for example, you just lay off that breaking ball and you wait for that fastball to come. So I think it's a huge advantage.
See, it depends on your approach, in my opinion. I think it depends on your approach.
Well, see,
He swings
I
it.
was going to say,
So your
See-
approach, you know, in pro ball, my approach
right,
is okay.
swing.
Early in the count, obviously, I'm looking for a fastball. I'm looking for something I'm going to hit. Good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I eliminate the other pitches. I eliminate the pitches. I have to. That's what he taught me that himself. I eliminate the other pitches.
But
So
it's like hitting off a pitching machine. If you're sitting up there in BP, you watch guys hit off a pitching machine, or that's why when we throw BP, we throw fastballs. If you know what's coming, the fastball, how much easier is it?
See, because that's my thing too. Because one step in the batting process, obviously, is identifying the pitch when it comes out of the hand, and that has to take your mind somewhere, like identifying. So that means you can't load up, you can't be prepared fully. Now you're taking that step out of the process. Like
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, you could put me in a batter's box and throw me 100 fastballs, and I'd probably strike out every single time. It doesn't matter. But to me, I feel like that makes such a huge difference. Obviously, there's differing opinions on here, but that's just my 2 cents.
It's like driving down a road and you got 3 forks in a road, and all of a sudden there's a barrier in the road, and you eliminate that one way you can't go, so you just got 2 to choose from. So they're going to the same place, but which one are you going to take? So if you got 1 eliminated, then obviously you just got 2. So it has to make a difference.
I mean, I've never really thought of it that way at all. Not the roads, but just taking out something there. But if you think about it, if you've trained your whole life, first like having to process 4 or 5 different things, and you take one of those outs out of the equation, it probably seems like you have so much more time to even try to diagnose what's coming at you. But first you're looking at if it's up or if it's a sidearm. You're trying to figure out if it's going to be curving or if it's not. And then you're thinking, okay, here it's coming on me faster, so I got to start my swing now. I mean, if you know it's a fastball, all you're thinking is if it's a strike, if it's a ball, and I'm already got it timed basically to go for it.
I've taken one thing out of the way. If I know it's a fastball, then now all I got to be now doing is looking for location. Is it in my position to hit, or is it not? Now, if it's a breaking ball, or if it's a change up, or if it's whatever, I may have 3 things to worry about, or 4 things.
Right.
What the guy's got, and so I think
because I'm even thinking for you, Connie. How you're saying if you was in the batter's box for 100 pitches coming at you, you would never hit one. But I bet you if
I might
you had
one off though.
Well, no, even if you had some curveballs, breaking balls coming at you with the mix, and then all of a sudden you only had fastballs, I bet you could tell a difference as far as just your trying to see what's going on and take care of business. Because, you're trying to dodge a ball, you're scared, you're getting out of the way, and all you have to do.
Going to go up. They're going to go
so,
up.
Yeah.
That's why when you take batting practice, we're hitting fastballs. We're not mixing in 4 or 5 guys because they're trying to get your swing down. So you don't see.
It's basically making it more simple, simplifying it.
See, and this is the thing that I kind of go back to.
Dalton, you're wrong, man.
I have a different view on it. I don't know.
This is the thing I go back to, which is why I think it makes a difference. Though I always go back to the World Series game against the Dodgers. I don't know the exact stat, but I think Kershaw in one of the games threw like 60 off-speed pitches and didn't get a single swing and miss on it. You cannot tell me that one of the greatest pitchers that we've seen in this generation isn't going to get a swing and miss on one of his breaking ball pitches. That doesn't happen.
I have something to say.
That's not
I have
normal.
something to say.
That's not normal.
Who was the pitcher?
Kershaw.
Yeah, with his breaking, that's not normal. That's not really possible with his stuff. That's not.
Oh, I'm gonna look at something.
Here's
Go ahead.
what I
Doc.
have to say. This is gonna get you right here. So this again, my opinion, completely different than y'all's opinion. So at that level, when you're seeing 95, 96, whatever, you can tell automatically. I can tell at least automatically when it comes out of his hand. You know what pitch it is most of the time because automatically that breaking ball looks different straight off coming out of his hand than a fastball. So as soon as it comes out, I know, okay, well, here's a breaking ball coming. But now if I'm in college or they don't throw as hard, it's harder for me to do that because I can't tell automatically. So
you're right about that. The difference is though, is you get a guy like a Kershaw who's left-handed, for example, and if you're a left-handed batter, if you know I'm a left-handed batter and I've got 2-ball, 1-strike count, and I know he's throwing a breaking ball, then I'm just going to be relaxed. I'm just going to sit up there because I'm not going to swing at this. Now, if I know the next pitch he's going to throw me a fastball, I've got myself ready to go. I'm geared up, ready to go. So that's what I'm talking about. There's a difference. If I know what he's going to throw to me, that don't mean I'm going to swing. He may miss. He may miss 6 inches off the plate, or he may throw it in the dirt, whatever. But if he throws it in the area, I know it's going to be a fastball, then I've got an advantage. Than from a guy that's one thing I don't got to eliminate. Okay, I don't got to eliminate the change up or the breaking ball or whatever, and it makes your odds greater. So there's a reason why they. Okay,
I think the two opinions from you guys totally speaks exactly to the personality. As one's thinking of a coach, not just the one pitch. Like Dalton, you're thinking, if it's a fastball, I'm going to hit it. Like you're focused on that one pitch. When your dad is saying like if it's this, now it's going to help me further down because I can fix the count to where it's a more of a hitter's friendly count. Like okay, if it's 1, 2, and 1, like you said, if you know the breaking ball's coming, if you lay off, it's a 3-1 count. Like
that's the thing. I feel like being able to tell what pitch is coming is like always being in a hitter's count. Like I feel like you're always up 3-0 because 3-0 obviously they try to throw you a get me over fastball, just get a strike out of the way, blah blah blah. I feel like that's always the position they were in over those few years because it was, fastball, don't say anything. Oh, so now I know it's fastball. Curveball, oh, I'm going to bang on the trash can or whatever. Oh, okay, that means they're probably going to bury this one in the dirt. And then that's the thing, too. If it's a bad curveball, an MLB player is already going to usually destroy it because, it's a hanging curveball, whatever. But now, if you know it's a curveball and it's a hanging curveball, I mean, that's like, doubling down on something.
Exactly. It's an advantage. It's a huge advantage. That's why he's got a lot to learn. See, he's got a lot to learn.
He's thinking in the moment. You're thinking 5 pitches behind this first one. So
and that's key to it. I mean, that's the key to being a great hitter overall. Is that it's a thinking process, and you got to learn to eliminate things. And as a hitter, and what he's talking about setting on pitches is true. You want to, you don't want to chase bad stuff, so you set on your pitch. But if I'm sitting on my pitch and I know it's coming, if I don't get a good swing, then that's my fault. Mm-hmm. If I can swing the bat and I know what's coming and he throws it in my location, in my area, I got a chance to come unglued on that thing, and that's why knowing what comes, I think it's huge. That's why
I do too. I do too now. Because you don't even have to think. Like you get sometimes when the pitch is a curveball coming inside or looking like it's coming inside and curve out to him, and you got your batter like, oh, I'm dodging like crazy. Well, if you know it's a curveball, you're not going to have that reaction. You're going to probably stay in there and swing at it because it's going to be a strike. Like in your mind that you don't have to worry about any part of that. So I think it eliminates your thought process, and it probably feels like you have an eternity to see that ball because that's all you're focused on. You're waiting. You know exactly what's going to happen on that. So
here's when it makes the most difference is when you got 2 strikes. So if fastball's coming with 2 strikes, I'm not going to get fooled on that fastball. I'm not going to be hit on it, or I shouldn't be, because I know it's a fastball. But if he's throwing me a curveball with 2 strikes, I know that also. I know I got to try to, there's a curveball coming, so I've got to try to fight this off or put it in play. Mm-hmm. I think that's when the biggest difference is. It's not early in the count as much as it is when you've got 2 strikes on somebody. So I'm able to get a good at bat or a better chance for a good at bat with 2 strikes than I would normally be because I'm not trying to eliminate, okay, what's he throwing?
Right.
That's, I think the biggest difference would be.
And,
See,
and
I
Dalton's
always
thinking
thought
on
that I always thought the biggest difference where you could see that too is going back to the World Series stats. I don't know like every player's different batting average and things like that, but I remember Gurriel batted like 280 in Houston and batted like 90 at Dodger Stadium. I mean, at that point, you got to figure something's going on.
Yeah, it was obvious. I mean, once you look back at it, and then once they showed the stuff that they were doing, it's obvious. It made a huge difference. They won the World Series because of it.
But also, let me say this. They are not the only team to do that.
Probably not.
No.
Well,
Not the only team.
Well, see,
are you saying
here's
other
my
teams cheat?
But see, here's my thing. Getting
Advantage.
pitches and like sign stealing, not against the rules. If you can decipher pitches with the runner on second base, congratulations. You're smarter than a lot of people, and that catcher should probably change up the signs. It's a whole different animal when you're now relaying it through, sign or whatever, bang on the trash can. Now the batter knows. Like it's different. I don't know why. Like to me,
In my opinion, banging on the trash can is not really the bad thing. It's the using the technology to steal the sign, like to zoom in, get it in relay. Like banging on the trash can, that's to me, that's like, okay, hey guys, when he brings the ball or his elbow down like this, it's going to be a certain pitch. You can relay that stuff, that's just paying attention to the game. But to have a camera zoom in to be like, okay, he did this sign, let me send it. To me, that's the dirty part. Like if you can see the first base coach and he does a certain sign, something's about to happen.
Exactly. Like you can decipher things.
Yeah, that's just being Rain Man and picking up on the signs.
And what's so bad about that? They were warned about it too, and they kept on doing it. I mean, they were actually caught earlier, and they were given a written reprimand for it, and it continued. So, and you're right. That, to me, it's totally different. If I got a guy at second base and he's relaying signs, some hitters don't like for you to tell them what's coming.
I don't like it.
Some don't like that, but it's because it's almost like a guessing game. But now, when you got guys in center field with technology, there's not a guessing game anymore. They're zooming, like you said, and they know exactly what's coming, and they've got it figured out to a science. And then they're telling you, I think too, they said was wearing some kind of little thing underneath his.
Yeah, that was the other rumor that in what was that 2019 that he was wearing a wire. Actually, no, wait, maybe it was 2020. Yeah,
it was 2019.
You get a little, you get a little beat.
Last year was 2020.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm done.
That's different. I mean, that's to another level. Like I said, you get pitchers tip pitches all the time. We got guys trying to steal those kind of things, or when they're going to the plate and trying to steal bases, do they, their cap bill up or the cap bill down when they're going to those kind of things. You can steal. That's all part of the game. That's been around for hundreds of years, and that's
the game.
Yeah, exactly. And but now using a camera to zoom in and
that's dirty. It's dirty.
That's taking it to another totally different level.
What about fixing the balls? What do you think on that?
Like I said, everybody in the game, don't think this is wrong. Everybody in MLB right now does
let's stop you on this just in case this may get you in trouble somehow.
No. Listen, they always say it. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, baby.
That's just how some people are. I completely disagree with that.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not like that at all.
He has his toes crossed right now. We just don't know it.
Yeah. Listen, he's already got a Bible there. He's putting his hand on. He's swearing on it. Listen, I have never cheated at all.
Listen, it's true though. I agree with Dawn. I mean, every pitcher. Look at every pitcher in the MLB. Every single one of them use pine tar. Every single. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, that's like there's a new a thing that's a scandal coming out now. I haven't seen something about it in about 5 or 6 days, but there was a manager of not the manager, but like someone that was over the field that would fix the rosin bags. Yeah, have you seen that?
I did not see that, but
they're in the rosin.
Ricky Henderson, they would wet down first base when the A's would come into town. They would make it a little softer and wetter at first base to try to cut down on these jumps. still.
Oh,
All that
nice.
stuff is a lot of, I mean, all that stuff. I think what goes on the field is one thing, but using technology for somebody that's not a player on the team or somebody that's not involved really in the game, he's just a video guy out there. I think that's, to me, that's taking it to another level. There's always been guys doctored balls. I mean, I had a kid a few years ago that we had a ball that got hit and the seam split on it, and he's throwing it out. And I'm over, what are you doing? He's throwing it out, So, again, that's old school kind of baseball stuff.
Right.
I was doing those kind of things, and I think that like I said, they used to be that when the Cardinals were playing in the 70s and 80s, when the Cardinals had all that speed and stuff, they would in Busch Stadium, they would wet down in front of home plate when they had Willie McGee and all those guys. So and Ozzie Smith and those guys, they would bunt more and use Willie McGee, for example. He could just fly. So they used it for the bunting game, and they softened it up around in front of home plate. So when they hit ground balls, it'd be slower, or if they bunted, it would be slower. So they would throw them out.
I don't even remember who the pitcher was, but I mean, like you said, back in the day, throwing spitballs and things like that. I mean, like Dalton said, everybody's doing something. It's just there's different levels to it. I mean, it really is. Like you said, and everybody always says if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, and things like that. But I mean, if it's different, it really is. If they were deciphering signs from second base, congratulations. Like I said before, you're smarter than everybody else. But I mean, they installed a camera underneath the pitcher's mound. I mean, here's the thing that I always go back to too.
1 second. Coach, I didn't realize this. I just happened to look on my Facebook because that's what we're streaming on here too. My wife said, "What? You didn't tell me Coach Cornett was going to be on?" And then Gerald Branham said to tell you hi.
Tell him I said hi. I love Gerald. He came not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kristen, my wife, we didn't know Coach was going to be on. He made a special appearance, and we're happy about it.
Tell her I said hello. Love to see you.
Speaking of old school, what you said a second ago, and I know I interrupted the conversation there, I was wanting to ask you about this, and Dalton, I want your opinion on this too, because it's I'll say a new generation, old generation. What do you guys think of the analytical taking over baseball now? Because me and Connie, we can't stand it.
Listen. Like I said, Dalton, I don't know how old you technically are, but I assume we're around the same age. I can't do it. I can't do these analytics, bro. I don't know how you guys deal with it as baseball players, and I'm sure that there is an actual, reason behind it. I think it kills baseball.
I think it's got its place, but I also think that it's way overused. And I think that all of a sudden now we don't really have baseball people that have a feel for players in the game, and it's become all about analytics, and it's not really about what you see on the field and what you see from the guy. So I do think it's a tool that you can use, like any kind of statistics you can use, about, if a guy's pinch hitting, he comes off the bench, what kind of batting averages he's got, that's all kind of part of analytics too. But I think, like the shift, for example, I absolutely hate the shift.
Hate it. Worst thing baseball ever did.
If they got a second baseman, he's supposed to play second base. I mean, I don't think the shortstop and the second baseman, the second baseman shouldn't be out in right field, and the shortstop move over and play second, and the third baseman shift over and play shortstop. I think the second baseman should play second base. That's your area. First baseman's over; he's got his area. I mean, I wish they would take that out of baseball, because
they have talked about it, and
and the analytics have become way, way, way too important. It's and the Astros are one of the worst. The Astros, I mean, they use it more than anybody in the game. It's really dominates their organization. So, and I think it's too much.
Perry says here just the example of the Rays in the playoff when Snell was pitching so good, and then one of the best games he put on here, and then to pull him out. I mean, he was upset, and the reason they did it because they say he pitches better for 5 innings. But, I mean, he was looking great. I think a lot of times, and one thing me and Connie keep saying quite a bit is, I don't know why we fire managers anymore, because basically it's a computer running these teams now.
There's not a manager in Major League Baseball. They're They're figures.
Yeah, exactly. They're figureheads. They tell them what lineup to make and everything. So there's no feel. Like Snell, okay, well, he pitches better through 5 innings. That's all fine and dandy. But maybe today he's got 7 or 8 innings. You can take that 5 inning, you can take that, for example, and say, okay, now I need to watch him a little closer. Because after 5, he has a history of starting to lose it.
Right.
Okay, so that's part of the analytics that you can use to say, I'm going to keep a closer eye on him. Is he starting today? Is he getting tired, or is today he's stronger? So that's where the field from a coach and manager, they're taking that, like you said, they're taking that out of his hands. I mean, he's
Right.
being told what kind of lineup to play, and I mean, all kinds of things.
I think it goes even with the players.
Players don't like it.
At a younger, like Perfect Game and all this stuff, they'll, those numbers don't mean anything. Honestly, they don't mean you can play. None of that really has anything. You know what I'm saying? They don't have anything to do with it. I don't think. Obviously, it shows you have some type of whatever, but I don't think it.
Well, that's like showcases.
Yeah.
If you go to a showcase and there'll be kids, they have great arm, they can run, they look good in batting practice, but I've seen it 100 times. You put them in an actual game and they look lost. They got all the tools, but they're not really ready to play. And but a Perfect Game, for example, and I'm not dogging the Perfect Game, but anybody like that, but those recruiting analyst things, they've got them highly rated just because they ran a good 60 or something. Mm-hmm. And there's more to the game than that. If we use that same scenario, Pete Rose, for example, would have never played.
Right. He was just all hard.
I think I see this is the example I always go back to because it's like one of my favorite baseball stories as well. I was listening to the radio and just they were talking about baseball things, and Michael Kay, who's the Yankees play-by-play announcer, said he was talking to Joe Torre one time and he asked him about numbers and things like that, and Joe Torre told him, he said, listen, the numbers might tell me one thing, but the numbers also aren't going to tell me that David Cone would go out there and kill somebody to get an out. And maybe, the numbers would say to take him out right now, but maybe the player I'm going to bring in doesn't have that same fire, doesn't have that same passion. But I know David Cone's on the mound right now, and he will kill you to get you out right now. And that's the thing that I always go back to. I'm, listening to Yankee games all the time, being a fan. David Cone says it all the time too, and I agree with this because I agree with you too, Coach. I think analytics have their place in every sport. And David Cone says it all the time. Give me all of the numbers. Give me everything you have. Give me all the analytics. But let me determine what I want to do with them.
Right.
Instead of me, forcing it down your throat of if you don't take him out in the 5th inning, you're doing things wrong, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, yeah, your numbers, congratulations. They did say he can pitch 5 innings very well, and then the 6 he struggles. But maybe this game he's still throwing the ball at 97. He's only allowed 1 base runner. Like at a certain point, I think you're almost hindering players now.
Yeah, you got to have a feel. I mean, that takes the manager, like you said, and Joe Torre was a genius. I mean, I'm a Reds fan, but I love a lot about what the Yankees have done, and I like Aaron Judge, by the way, too. But
oh gosh,
we're not going there. We're not going.
What a guy! What a guy!
I think there has to be analytics cannot tell you what a guy's heart is. He can't tell you what kind of fire he has or what kind of battler he is in crucial situations. I've seen guys that are dominating until the game is on the line, and all of a sudden in analytics, if you looked at him analytically, they would be, oh, this guy's a superstar. You put him in that situation where he's got to get the last 2 outs in the 9th inning for you. He is not the guy. He can't handle it. There's certain guys that can handle that and certain guys that can't. I want the guy, and I want to be able to see that feel. Is this the guy that I can put in the last inning that he has that for me? Now, that doesn't mean it's going to work out 100% of the time because none of it ever does anyway. Mm-hmm. But he's the guy that I want the ball in his hand when it matters. And I think that analytics take that out. They can't measure that. And that's what's happening now with all this. You're taking the manager's feel out of it. They're going strictly by numbers. Now, this guy's pitched 5 innings and he's got, so many strikeouts and, whoop-dee. But has he got them in the last inning when Aaron Judge is in the batter's box or Gleyber Torres is in the batter's box? You know what I'm saying? Or is Mike Trout in the batter's box? That stuff, there's got to be some feel there.
That's like, even think about it. I don't know what matchup it would ever be. I'm just going to kind of be extreme on it. It's like, okay, you've got a pitcher up that every right-handed batter, he has a better chance. He's got like we'll just say 60 to 70% chance of striking out or making him hit a ground ball. Well, your next batter up in the ninth inning, down one, is a right-handed hitter, and it's Mike Trout. I mean, you're going to be like, well, let me put in a left-handed hitter for this guy because the numbers said the right-handed bat struggles with. To me, it takes the heart and soul out of the game. I mean, you might as well put robots out there, like create each player and the way they play as robots, and just put them out there. That's how I feel about the analytics.
I couldn't agree more. And let me add one other thing to that. I actually have become not a fan of the instant replay.
Oh yeah, I can't stand it.
Really?
I can't.
The reason is that the object of the game is to get it right. I mean, that's important. But the problem of it is now it's not. We can't. There's no mistakes. You don't get to see the managers run out on the field and argue with umpires. You don't get to.
You got to be 6 feet away if you do.
Throwing this little yellow flag out or whatever. I mean, it's just not. I can. I mean, there's probably times when I would have lost a game. I'd love to have instant replay. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I think like it's just taking a little bit away from it to me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just that old school.
Well, if you are, I am too.
No, because I can agree with it in a certain sense of I think baseball had the right idea when they put in replay. I don't think they thought it would blossom into what it is now. Because I think when they originally put it in, it was for the big plays, the big moments. Because I think we can all remember when the White Sox pitcher lost his perfect game in the ninth inning because they blew the call. Like that type of thing is where you wanted instant replay. But now instant replay is being used for he stole a base. We're down 8 runs in the ninth inning, but he popped up off the bag an inch too much, and I cut my glove on him, so he's technically out. Like, I don't think that's what they wanted instant replay to be used for, and that's what it's turned into. It hasn't become. It's not. The big mistakes anymore. It's the little ticky tack plays here and there where you're right. It takes something away from a baseball. I think one of the best moments in baseball is when managers come out and argue. It's hilarious. I mean, you go back old school, coaches kicking up dirt, throwing things around. Like, that's entertainment, and that's what sports is supposed to be.
Everyone remembers the video of the grenades that guy threw out with the sandbags and stealing the plate.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
Yeah. We wouldn't have that.
I think it's a little bit like analytics. I think it may have a place, but I think you're right. I think it's been used too much, and it's not. Sometimes I just think it takes away from a little bit of. I mean, I don't know. Baseball's not supposed to be perfect. It's like life, really. It's like the world. It's like life. It's not perfect. So and
it needs to be sure
perfect, and it's not supposed to be that way. So,
I honestly, and this is going to be crazy, I think. I don't like that they actually have the camera that, like, if you're watching the game live, if it shows where the pitch came and the ump makes his call, like if the ump missed it or not. I'm like, don't show me that. I don't want to know the ump is wrong.
What about the automated strike zone?
That's what I'm talking about. That's if it comes in a strike or whatever.
No. But they might have an automatic strike zone.
Yes.
Like they might get rid of home plate. Like, I think there'll still be home plate umpires, but they're going to put like a.
Well, see, that's what I was afraid of. Because what's the point of having an umpire if you can do it by a camera and all that stuff?
What's the point of having a catcher? I mean, obviously to catch the ball, but as far as framing or any of that other stuff, it goes out the door because
just have a backstop.
Hey, if they want to get rid of framing, maybe my boy Gary Sanchez will start hitting better because
That's right.
Because they taught him how to start framing and everything, and that's when he just lost the bat as well. So if you want to take out framing, I might be a fan.
Listen, I think if they.
I'm sorry. When I was in the 70s, 80s growing up, I remember the camera. A lot of the camera angles were from behind the home plate, so you could see the pitch coming in. If you guys go back and look at some video in the 70s and 80s, maybe of the Reds or something, you will see the camera was behind home plate instead of field so much. So you actually got a vision of the ball coming at the hitter and stuff. So it wasn't there all the time, but it was pretty neat. And they don't do that anymore, really.
I absolutely loved. I seen a video on I think Instagram of a catcher wearing a GoPro catching. I was like, man, this is an awesome angle. Why don't they put a camera on the umpire and let that be a live?
I don't know why, because baseball is terrible at marketing.
I mean,
that's why.
Yeah, they are.
Robbie Rowe actually ordered me a GoPro. I didn't come in time, but I was going to put on my helmet while he was pitching, so I could do his pitch logic, so he could see the spin on the ball, his spin rate, blah blah blah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Listen, we need to do something with you having that on so we can actually see this and you actually break down pictures for us. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, that's my question too, Dalton. I don't know, if it would affect you. Do you think being mic'd up would annoy you as a player?
No, I love
this dude would eat it up. Look at him. Look at
No,
that.
because like that, like no. Like in all seriousness, that's what I think baseball has to do. Now, obviously, this is a baseball show and things like that. I love other sports, obviously, basketball, football, everything like that. Being mic'd up like on football players and things like that, hearing the trash talk, you hear Phil Rivers who just retired,
90-yard touchdown.
90. Like it's the things like that people as fans like to see. Like I said, people don't know who Mike Trout is because Mike Trout doesn't talk. If you're mic'd up, maybe you get those fun moments in the dugout or things like that. Like
we need the MLB Ham from Sandlot, Is that your girlfriend out there in left field? We need that in baseball. Man, that would be awesome.
Like, would you mind being mic'd up? Would you like it? Like,
I would love it. Honestly, it shows like
character.
Me or Robbie Rowe shows our personality.
Yeah,
it can come out through being mic'd up. I mean, all the funny moments in the dugout, people don't get to see that outside of just the guys in the dugout because it's hilarious.
Listen,
people don't know that.
We need to get Dalton on mic and let him just start wearing it to these games.
I'll be backed up.
Hey, listen, we'll do a Dalton segment every Backstop Banter. We'll take the best moments from each game he plays. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Marketing. We get the fun stuff. Maybe. And then, here's the big plan. The MLB sees it. They like our idea. They pay us for the idea. We're rich.
There you go.
So you're going to be rich from playing baseball. I need to make other money-making methods.
Yeah. I like it. Like Dalton, I mean, I know we're just totally spitballing here. Would you wear a mic if we had it to like practices and stuff, and we could just put on there and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the pitcher. He likes to throw it this way. Oh, did you see how I framed that?" Would you do stuff like that for us?
100%. I would love.
My goodness.
100%.
If we could make it live with him and like us be on here, that would be.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm a communications major. I'll finesse the system somehow. I know how to do these things.
Listen, we would go famous if you put a mic on me. We go famous.
Hey Perry, we need to make this happen. If you're still watching this,
Perry.
We're
gonna start taking all the money from the Backstop Banter T-shirts and masks. I know what we're doing with it, Michael.
I think this would be amazing.
We could go big. I'm telling you, we could go big.
I thank you. And I know we're supposed to be rambling about all this stuff with.
No, we're not. I don't care, but we'll do it next show. Don't care.
But that would help baseball, like fans baseball. Like right now, everyone loves Trevor Bauer because just the chaos that he brings. Like you see a personality with this guy, and yes, he played for the Reds. But the throwing the baseball into the stands, the Cy Young shoes or Cincinnati Cy that he had on this shirt, whatever, the beers that they made for him because, hold up. Perry, if you're serious, we like that. Let's make this happen.
Do you guys remember Mark Fidridge, the bird they call him? Do you guys remember Mark Fidridge?
How old, how long ago was this?
He was in the 70s, pitched for the Tigers.
Okay.
He died.
We weren't alive.
Car wreck.
You guys need to look up Mark Fidridge, Mark the Bird Fidridge, and you'll know who I'm talking about. He talked to the baseball.
Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about.
He was phenomenal, and everybody. I mean, the crowds would go nuts. They just went crazy over him, and he only had a couple of big years in the big leagues, but ended up getting killed in a farming accident, by the way. But he was personality-wise a phenomenal personality, and he took baseball by storm in the mid-70s. He would talk to the baseball, and he's always bouncing around and talking. He looked like Big Bird on Sesame Street. So he was just, and they called him Mark the Bird Fidridge. So if you guys look him up and watch some highlights of him, he would get down and pat the mound with his hands, and just all kinds of different things, antics and stuff, and people just loved him. They freaked out about big baseball with big.
Let me tell you another good idea is the day in the life. So you go from me waking up to my routine every my day. Yeah,
Listen,
me waking up in the morning.
I'll fly down. I got a nice camera.
There you go.
I'll fly down, no problem. No big deal.
You get us media passes, we'll just follow you around, man. We'll just go live the whole time.
I'll get you passes into the stadium whenever.
Yo, listen, you got to tell me twice. I'll get on a flight right now. I'll drive myself down there.
And I mean, I know I say this name quite a bit, but Brandon Phillips, when he played for the Reds, was so charismatic. He had a smile like Dalton has the whole time he played, and everyone's seen the butt tag that he did.
Yes.
I mean,
that's classic in our dugout. The butt tag is classic.
He would have been a wonderful person to have a mic on. Just the stuff that he does and the jokes that he plays on. Like, there's a video of just some of the stuff that he does. Like, there's one play where you don't even have the ball, but someone's on second, and he runs over and tags them. Yeah. And they about have a heart attack. He's like, oh, but he didn't have the ball. But he acted like he did. He just had his fun. Baseball misses this part of just not knowing what's going on.
He is the most fun to be around. He's hilarious. I'll be sitting in the dugout, and he'll come behind me and just smack me in the head. Just absolutely.
Oh, yeah, because – that sounds like a lot of fun.
He'll look around like, who done that? And he knew he just smacked the crap out of me.
Let's just
That's
say
why we can't wait to have Brandon Phillips on the show.
Coach would have had a heart attack if Brandon Phillips played at Alice Lloyd doing stuff like that.
Yeah, he would have.
It's pretty good. I mean, I like character. We got a lot of guys with character. I mean, so I think that's good. As long as you just know how to do it. But Brandon Phillips,
like Robbie Rowe talking about character.
Right.
Robbie Rowe, he throws bullpens without shoes. No shoes, no socks. Yes.
That's a bold strategy right there.
Called it earthing. So our daily routine, Robbie Rowe, we're hitting live BP on the field every day. Robbie Rowe buys a scooter, an electric scooter. And so Robbie Rowe was on the scooter riding around catching fly balls.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. That made me drop my headphone here.
Every day, that's Robbie Rowe. I mean, he drives through downtown Lexington on his scooter. And everywhere he goes, tracks it.
Wow. See, baseball players, you guys are really your own breed. Let's be honest.
We're crazy.
Some of the crazy things that goes on, and we're missing it. I mean, that is prime
how
TV.
Fun would a dugout, how fun would a mic'd up be in the dugout after a home run? How fun.
Wow. Some of the things going in the dugout.
You don't want to know.
Unbelievable. Some of it you got to pretty good. So
yeah, you got to censor it out.
It goes to another
Gotcha.
dugout does. And it's a different breed.
We hit a home run, start dancing. We go through a tunnel because they hold the tunnel up. They start dancing, screaming.
Yeah, it's another world in the dugout. It's an animal of itself.
Dalton, wherever you play, we're getting you a camera of some sort. That way we can get some of this.
We're getting media passes too, though.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I'm all in. Y'all can edit it. If you can edit it.
Hey, listen, that's what I'm going to school for, so we're all good. We're all
There's
good.
no editing. Just going straight with it, whatever it is.
Oh, no, we can't get Dalton in trouble. So don't worry. Don't worry. I'm in school right now for the editing stuff. I got us taken care of.
This is how I would be editing those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's me. I mean, that's about all I can do.
I wish I had it in Lexington because we would have made it big time. The
my goodness.
Had crazy.
I'm just really excited about this now. I'm sorry, guys. This is seriously has been one of the best nights doing anything in sports and just my life for a while. I mean, I love my kids and my wife and everything, but just the relax.
Gotta throw the family in there.
The laughter that we're having, and this is just guys being guys right now.
That's right.
I love it. Kristen, I love you. You're the love of my life. You're my smoking hot wife. Thank you so much.
But this was more fun.
No, I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm going to spoil you so much. I'm going to cook.
Michael, I think that's a different show.
Oh, okay. Just make sure everything's good there. But man,
I'm all good, Michael. I like I said, I know that we were supposed to talk about teams and
the
stuff.
Giants.
Guess what? Oh, hey, I'm sorry to say.
Listen. You got DC3. You don't
exactly. Yeah, listen.
That's right.
Let's be real here. This was a lot more entertaining than us blabbering about the Giants needing pitching because it's
Coach.
Whatever.
What was your number? What number did you wear?
5.
Number 5. So why didn't you go with 5? Why did you pick 3? Because everyone has a reason.
Person.
Oh, I'm my own person. Okay.
Number 5. So.
Yeah,
Do what?
King Griffey Jr. King Griffey Jr.
Okay, so you're your own person trying to mimic King Griffey Jr. Okay.
Yeah.
You wasn't man enough to wear number 5.
Oh, maybe when you get to the majors, you'll switch your number over.
There you go.
No shot.
3 for life.
All right. So
What if
what if you get drafted by
you
the
get
Yankees?
drafted?
Oh yeah, I'll wear whatever they want me to wear.
Now that's a smart answer though.
Yeah. I'll wear
Question. This is a serious question, but the number I always wore in everything except for in basketball was 00. Absolutely love that number.
That's a
There
flag.
used to be a pitcher that wore 00 a few years back. Is it against the rules to wear 00 in baseball now, or like just people not wear that number in baseball?
I just think people just don't wear it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I have it.
Yeah, we have a 00.
awesome. Okay, good.
Flag number. That is a flag number.
Of course it is.
Yeah. If you wear
Swaggy P.
00 and you go out there, people know
We
automatically.
actually
you're
got
stud.
we got a 99 and 98 also too. So.
Okay.
All right. See, now that we're talking about 00 and Michael here, Dalton and Coach, I need your opinion on this. This man thinks he could beat me one-on-one in basketball.
Listen, I mean, I told you, if you want me to sound so cocky, get me talking about basketball, I promise you, even right now, I would cross you up. I kid you
There's
not.
no chance. I'm giving it a 0% chance right now.
I promise you. I would even say that I can almost get Dalton to do a 360 in my triple threat at the free throw line. I'm just saying.
You know,
Just saying.
I think
I need you not then.
we need.
Oh, I heard Jaron Strickland's on the team, right? He's not very good at basketball.
You know Jerry?
Yeah, he used to live here in Harlan for a little bit. His younger brothers, James and Chris, I actually coached in basketball here at our little Christian school that we've got.
You know, I think Connie would definitely dunk on you. 100%.
Oh, well, Connie, we know he's lying. You dunk.
This is not. Well, listen, I might need a trampoline. There's a little bit of weight on me, but I can still, if we go to a trampoline park, Michael's getting dunked on like it's no problem. I would look like MJ out there.
I'm to the point in my life now as far as my weight. I went to a trampoline park with my kids the other day. I was afraid to jump on the trampoline. I was afraid I was just going to break through it. So I was so happy. They had like those 20-foot goals on it. I'm like, oh, man, this is going to I better not even try it.
But yet this man thinks he can beat me one-on-one. Crazy
You
talking.
know, we can have a 2-on-2.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, we can have
Okay.
Yeah, I think honestly, he's got to be me and Dalton though. I'm just saying.
That's totally what I thought, too.
I'm good with that. Hey, fun fact about me is I signed to play college basketball also.
Where at?
Al Floyd.
Nice. Who coaches the basketball team now? Would you really?
It was JR.
JR. Now, see, JR took over when I was there. I was there for GG for a while, Coach Gibson, and then it went over to Coach Hammonds. Just so you know, Connie, JR Hammonds was the coach.
Yeah, I love J.R. Hammonds. Big fan of him.
His Midnight Madness, if you will, he drove in a Harley. That was pretty cool in the gym.
That's solid. That's A1.
I'm not doing that. I can tell you that.
Okay. All right.
I think I got wrecked in the gym or something, so it messed with the floor. So.
I'd say with that new gym, they ain't letting too much go on in there.
There's no Harleys getting on that.
Yes. Well, guys, unfortunately, I think we might have to wrap this up. I mean, I could do this all night, but we're almost at 12 o'clock now.
I could do this all night for sure. But
and Dalton, you got curfew, right? You got to be in the dorm by 12, right?
No, I'm staying at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Staying at home.
well, you're smart. See, you get smarter every time you open your mouth. Staying at home.
That's right.
Nice and cool.
I have to ask an Alice Lloyd College question real quick. Is there still hot pizza delivered there at 11:30 at night?
No, actually, the guy that did that passed away.
Chester.
Chester passed away?
He
Yep.
did. Yeah, he passed
My
away
goodness.
about
I
a year
feel
ago,
so
year and a half ago.
well.
Yeah. He made a mint fortune over here doing that, didn't he?
Oh my goodness, yes. Listen, every day he'd come at like 11:30 and sell $5 pizzas. I would buy one and then I would go to the dorm and play poker till about 7 a.m. I mean, I mean,
I think you say you would go study. You would go study, right?
study, yes, yes.
Yeah.
With Jerry Wayne's class that I had to take and do really good in. I was trying to work on my accounting when it was actually poker math, but it happens. It happens.
Education at a time.
That's
Hey,
right.
math is math, you know.
I have to be honest. Most of the time, I'd actually deal for a little bit the poker and make my money from dealing, and then I would use that money to play. So I didn't really feel like I was gambling. I was kind of like justifying it that way. But I actually ended up being able to buy my wife's engagement ring for doing that. So
Really?
yes.
That's something they talk about in movies, there, Michael.
Yeah, Rain Man.
Did Coach Mills
Well-
ever play with you?
Do what?
Did Coach Mills ever play with you?
No. We always played at the Howard dorm right there on the pool table.
Coach
Yeah.
Mills plays with him sometimes. He likes to play with them boys.
Ooh, man, should have got him in.
Yeah, so y'all gonna have to set me up with a mic and we're good to go.
This ain't no problem.
I'm
I'll
in.
get your address right now after the show. It's no problem.
All right, set me up and I swear we're good to go.
Listen, if Connie, you come up with a way to figure that out, Perry, you fund us somehow to do this, and I'm legit. Like if we can get
I need
you,
a GoPro. I need a GoPro. I need a video.
I mean, I've got
No
a
problem.
GoPro. It's
My
an
brother
old
got
one.
to go. Don't you worry.
Okay.
We got this.
All right, we got
we
this.
We wouldn't be able to talk with him through a GoPro, would we?
No.
But you can video it and
Yeah, you can video
But
it,
you
and
can
then
video.
listen.
Listen,
He
we'll
videos
just-
it. We'll video it. Then
We'll just
he
call
can-
you and you have your headset on. And, we'll just talk through the phone, and then you'll record. And Connie, you can put those two together, right?
No. This is what happens, right? He records the video, and then he does a voiceover, and then bam,
Okay.
we're all good.
yep.
Or we just we play the footage on here and be like, okay, this is what we're doing now. And look at that dude's feet. He doesn't have shoes on. He's throwing backbreakers with no shoes. Does he wear socks?
No.
Oh wow.
We'll get on a call tomorrow and bring. See,
It
this
is.
is why we like Perry, though. This man,
Oh,
we're serious about it. Business is business. Let's go. But you know what, Michael, you know how we're gonna afford these things, though.
I have a feeling that we're probably going to be paying the bills.
You know what, we are gonna pay the bills. So this has been unbelievable to say the least. And as we're gonna kind of wrap it up here, I'll say, if you are into the gambling world, make sure you go to mybookie.ag, use code USN100 to double your first deposit up to $1,000. They're always doing great things over there in the betting world for you. Then, with all of your money that you're going to make, you don't play the Mega Millions or anything like that because I need to win that, okay? So don't play it. But then go over to Teespring/stores/Unwrapped. Check out the Backstop Banter merch as Michael was showing you right now. Buy yourself a nice little Backstop Banter t-shirt. Support the show. We also have Unwrapped gear over there. We have, Fights Unwrapped has gear. Ladies First, the Hard Count, shows everybody has something going on there. So make sure you check it out as Michael is showing it to you right now. And then you go over to rxhemp.com, use code rxhemp-USN to save you 10% on your entire order. Ooh, look at those. Look at the products right there. Beautiful.
Sweet. Oh, you know what? I didn't even show this. Let me back out of this now. Let's see here.
Michael's trying to do technology, guys. This usually doesn't go well. Oh, never mind. Look at you see the mug? Ooh.
We've been around since 2019, so that's what it is.
Yes, sir. So make sure you guys go check out the store, check out RxHemp, check out mybookie.ag. This has been easily the best episode. This was a ton of fun. It was almost 2 hours. I don't care. We didn't talk about the Giants or the Astros much. I also don't care.
Don't care.
We got a show next week. We got a show next week anyway, so we got plenty of time to catch up. Dalton, Coach, I'll give you guys the floor if you guys want to, plug anything, say anything before we go, and then, Michael and I will do our normal stuff.
well, we just want to thank you guys for having us. Had a great time again.
Enjoyed it. Anytime we can talk baseball, it's always a good time. So,
Yep. Anytime you want me,
I was going to say, will you guys come back on sometime?
you know where to get me.
Because, Coach, we're going to be talking about the White Sox soon, and, you did play for them. We'd like to maybe get some inside scoop on there.
Okay. Be honored. Appreciate it very much. I enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun tonight.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming
Look
on.
up Mark Fidridge.
I got you.
I've got it written down.
Check him out.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much. Connie, you want to do your plugs real quick?
Yeah, sure. Make sure, like I said, Thursday we do this 10 Eastern every Thursday, I mean. And then Mondays, I do Generational Sports with Josh. That's 7 Eastern. We always talk about everything over there, football, basketball. I'll try to sneak in some baseball things if Josh lets me. And then, yeah, I guess I've plugged this as well. Follow me on Twitch, Anthony_Conover. Just got affiliated. So thank you, everybody who has followed me. I appreciate that. But yeah, this was a ton of fun. Michael, what you got before we head on out?
All I got, basically, I mean, the banter, all I do, but follow me on Twitter, MDLawson00. Also going to try to push really hard to go find our Unwrapped Sports Network on YouTube. Go find it on Twitch as well, Unwrapped Sports as well. We've got the gaming and the Unwrapped Sports, because at some point the Twitter world may not do our live streams or may not hold the videos. We're not really sure what's going to go on with all that. So keep an eye out there. Everything that their whole Unwrapped Sports Network does will be on our YouTube page and our Twitch possibly as well. So again, guys, I can't thank you all enough. I really enjoy this. I've said it enough. I really respect your all's family and just the way you all are close knit, and it's just wonderful. America needs you guys. You all need your own show.
Thank you all so much.
Thank
It's
you.
been an honor. We enjoyed it.
All right,
Yes,
guys,
sir.
everyone, have a good night.
Good
See
night.
ya.
Good night. Bye-bye.